Hey everyone, I'm Coaster Cat, aka Roller Coaster Rider, and I'm here with Kay. And should I even try to do an impression of the main actor?
No,
You're no fun.
it's not worth it.
We're reviewing The Adventures of Ford Fairline. And maybe maybe if they ever make a sequel, his name can be Mazda Mitsubishi. I thought about that joke 15 minutes into the movie.
Okay. So this movie was made in 1990 and had all of the 1990,
Probably more like late 80s, you mean.
yeah, probably late 80s
Type.
disco and yeah.
Disco's the 70s.
I know, but they were trying. Well, they just kept talking about that one guy that did the detective that was in the white disco group or something.
Yeah, it's like a booty, something like that.
Boogie World or something.
No, it said booty.
Whatever.
And this movie stars the ultimate actor of actors, Andrew Dice Clay, along with Wayne Newton, Priscilla Presley, Ed O'Neill, and one of the ultimate actors of actors, Robert Englund.
A lot of shady characters.
Which for the music industry would be unheard of.
Yeah. And Andrew Dice's
Note
character,
irony.
Ford Fairline, was a rock and roll detective
Yeah.
trying to figure this out, and he was not having much luck in the beginning.
He was getting girls. Girls were on him more than a bouquet at a wedding. Or maybe a veil or something. No, it was a bouquet. He's the ultimate ladies' man in this movie.
But younger ladies, not ladies of his own age, except for his secretary, his assistant.
Who was,
One tough,
I don't remember her. I don't
tough,
remember.
tough girl.
I don't remember who played her. It was like.
Yeah, it was the girl that was married to,
Jim Carrey.
yeah, first marriage.
I'm sorry, I don't have internet connection, so I can't help you there. Anyway, the plot of this movie is that Ford Fairline, he's a rock and roll detective, as we said, and he's trying to solve like 3 cases at the same time.
Yep.
The first case is with this kid who looks like a prototype Haley Joel Osment clone.
Or a younger Ford Fairline. He wanted his dad found.
Yeah, he wanted to find his dad. Then there's a second thing, which involves everyone's favorite actor, Gilbert Gottfried. Spoiler alert, being electrocuted painfully.
Yep. At his job, he was a famous DJ.
He was
But
like
then also there
he was like Howard Stern mixed with insert radio station here.
and he wanted Ford to find his daughter.
And then there's a third story about trying to find out who the radio executive was who killed the singer of this band. And this singer kind of looked like, Bon Jovi? Like,
Sorta.
or some like rock singer.
Long hair with a headband under the
hair. And blonde
Yes.
male singer, so yeah.
But then you're also forgetting the other case, that one girls band that one weird guy was following and wanting to take them and kill them and all this. So
well, that gets solved early.
Yeah, it gets solved early, but he keeps showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ford Fairline's one prized possession, because all these rock stars pay him not money, they pay him with things that they have.
You know, like watches and the worst special effect in the movie.
Hmm. Well, what about the Jimi Hendrix guitar?
We're not talking about the Jimi Hendrix guitar. We're talking about the stuffed animal, and
Oh,
not even a good stuffed animal.
yeah.
Like a imagine the worst carnival you can think of, and then imagine winning just an okay stuffed animal, and
Koala
then that
bear.
stuffed animal fell into the mud when it was raining and not cleaned. That's about what this stuffed koala
It was a
looks like.
koala bear, and
It looked
he
so
did
fake.
have moves. He could move, so
They must have gotten an animatronic because
yeah,
they
that's
might
what I was thinking.
they might as well have done a cardboard cutout of a koala because that would have probably looked more realistic.
But anyway, the acting was not that great. I don't know if the actors had fun making this movie. It just really was dumb with a lot of the F word throughout it.
Because when you think of Andrew Dice Clay, you think of a PG comedian. Kay has no idea.
Smoking cigarettes nonstop. He lights one, puts it out, then lights another one, puts it out.
Spoiler alert, Kay is not that familiar with Andrew Dice Clay.
No.
So that's why she's so, shocked about all of the stuff between the cussing, the jackets, and the smoking.
Well, and okay, so the radio broadcaster and his wife was Priscilla Presley. They had a daughter that was called Zuzu Petals,
who was
the girlfriend of the guy that got killed that looked like Bon Jovi.
I was gonna say someone who has the IQ points who has 3 IQ points above 0.
She liked to chew bubble gum. She was not real intelligent.
Yes, when I said the 3 IQ points above 0,
I know, but
figured
she had to be more than above 0 to be able to play the part. But anyway, she was annoying. So she played her part well.
I have to guess that was her character.
Right.
That she was
the
supposed to be. The
assistant came through in the end. Boy, was she tough.
I haven't seen Ghostbusters, but I imagine that the secretary in Ghostbusters was probably similar to how she was, like a take charge, no nonsense.
I don't really remember I remember the first one, and it was a dark-haired lady that played it.
I'm just saying in terms of attitude.
Protective, but this girl wanted to quit, and yeah. So anyway, it had a sweet ending, but you had to sit through a lot of bad performances to get to the ending. But there was a highlight with the funeral cars.
Oh yeah, there was a chase between 2 hearses
in the cemetery.
Yeah, in a cemetery, just
at the rock,
going over tombstones and just
knocking them down,
landing into a ditch, which they didn't explain how he got out.
He must have crawled out.
Maybe this is a prequel to Taken 3.
Jeez.
Taken 3 had those things where it's like, how did he get out of that building before it exploded? Oh, and how I'm gonna nitpick, I don't care. How did the hitman, Robert Englund, how did he know exactly how much time to put on the microwave?
I don't know, maybe he guessed 60 minutes or so, I don't know.
Makes about as much sense as anything else.
Yeah. But who was the hitman? The 2 guys on the motorcycles, or that guy?
Yeah, those guys weren't even identified. They
worked for
if they got paid a lot of money, the studio wasted their money.
They worked for Julian, which they called Julie, which was
Oh, Wayne
Wayne
Knight.
Newton.
Wayne. Oh, sorry. Not Seinfeld. Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah. He was kind of good as a bad guy.
Yeah, he probably hadn't played many bad guys, so. But he worked out of the Capitol Records building, which they had to slide down the outside of the building.
Which was a cool action scene. I'll give him credit. I'll give him that.
Oh man. Yeah, it was just an unusual.
It's
And
like
how
some,
they describe it was high octane whodunit rock and roll. Detective Ford Fairline is stunned when the king of shock jocks, Johnny Crunch, Gilbert Gottfried, one of his best friends, is electrocuted on the air. And he was a paying client, actually. He had $2,000, I think, for him.
4,000.
4,000, and he gave him like $10.
No, didn't give him any money.
Oh, he took it back. He teased him. Yeah. And then when he got electrocuted, then the money burned also. So.
Mm-hmm. Then he kind of burned all the photos with him.
Yeah, so he went out there to LA to do music with Gottfried, so.
And this is probably dubbed, but there was a pretty good singing thing, or a pretty good song.
Which?
With Andrew Dice Clay in the recording studio.
Oh, the one he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably dubbed.
Older rock. So I'd say 50s, 60s. He was trying to teach this young kid really what rock and roll was.
Mm-hmm.
So, how would you rate this? I really didn't think it was that good.
I didn't think it was that good, but I didn't think it was that terrible.
I know, I've seen worse. We're not going to go into what I've seen worse.
Was it the review that we didn't even finish that movie? Because of the profanity and the...
That was pretty bad.
Sherbert? Was that the movie?
I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody had their part, and they probably played their part well, but it just...
Are you talking about this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
It just, I guess, blended in a weird way.
As an action comedy, something like that?
Well, there was a lot of blowing up. There
Yeah.
was a lot of shooting. Not that much blood, so that wasn't bad. And the koala bear does not blow up in the house.
It would be like if you saw a sock puppet catch on fire. It'd be like, oh no, the sock puppet. I've seen worse.
I would not pay.
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
It would have to be free.
Like, I thought it was gonna be like... Oh, jeez. What did I think it was gonna be? I thought it was gonna be like Die Hard 5 or something like, Max Payne or the Alex Cross movie. It was gonna be something that was gonna be so unfunny and so boring, and with an actor completely miscast. Like it was gonna be an Uwe Boll low budget movie. And
well, I think this was a low budget.
It's probably like in 15-20 million, if not more.
1990?
Andrew Dice Clay was a big comic at the time. Robert Englund was doing Friday the 13th. Ed O'Neill was Married with Children at the time. Priscilla Presley probably cost a few cents.
Yeah, but she does the Naked Gun movies, so, you know.
She had a name. And another part that might have made this movie probably cost more than it did was the director. The director, which I'm not a fan of him. Are you? Rennie Harlan. This is the second time we've gone to Rennie Harlan land for these reviews. The first time was Cliffhanger. And Kay, we've also seen I saw Cutthroat Island. I saw Cutthroat Island, and we saw the Hercules movie. So anyway, join us next time. I'm not gonna do a hint for a movie to come because, as you've seen in the past, there's been so many movies that I've promised and have never delivered. So, uh, we'll see you soon with another movie review. Bye.